All right. I always like saying all right. That makes me feel a lot better. And we have a great game for you today. We have a Hoang game. We're looking at some very, very unique strats at the highest level of play. I'm hoping to see Huang come out with some knights. I'm hoping him to come out with some siege. I'm hoping him to come out with some monks and make for a very, very, very interesting game. So if you're into that kind of a thing, let's take a look at the two players. As I mentioned before, we have Huang. He makes his strategy work because he goes for a drush, which is a Dark Age militia rush, then into a fast castle. He doesn't really care about eco, he cares about military. I say this every single time I cast a Huang game, but it is true. This man is a madman, and I love how he plays the game. Kasva, on the other hand, he's no slouch either. He's up there. These guys are both professionals. Both have gone to tournament settings and so on. And Kasva is playing as the Mongol, so he'll probably in his ultimate composition want to get up to Mangadai, which actually shred Celtish Siege because they do get a bonus against Siege. We have 4 on wood, which is pretty standard from Kasva, and it looks like only 2 on wood for Huang at the moment. Meanwhile, there's some fun. Oh no! No fun to be had. Kasva says, nice boar. That is mine. Laming going on. It's so funny. Like during a lot of pro games, I don't see a lot of laming going on. But whenever somebody plays Huang, they're like, oh, we're gonna get every single advantage. Like Huang is loved and hated for this strategy. People have taken over his strategy, and protecting his boar now is Huang. Should probably block the boar. Oh, very nice. That is going to walk back now. And now, Huang has the advantage in terms of scout HP, which at this level actually really matters a lot. But if he manages to run into this CC, that could be bad. Mongols do have that hunt bonus, so they'll probably be faster to... Oh, no, 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 no! Oh! Survives, but only barely. Is going to lure this board. There's a little bit of the TC trick, and then starts mining it. Who has more HP now? It's pretty close. Yeah, I think Huang wins this, but only barely. There's a villager that's being brought, and I think both are. Oh man, that's hilarious. Okay, so both players without a scout at this time, and what action we've already had. I don't think that boar really mattered too much to Huang. He did eventually get it there. So yeah, you know, it was a good attempt. If Kasva would have gotten that, that would have been huge. Anyway, the point that I was trying to make before is that Huang is one of the most lamed players in AoE. I mean, maybe that's an overstatement, but every single game I watch, there's either sheep being stolen, he's doing the stealing, or they're getting stolen from him. No barracks. Very, very interesting. That maybe that's why only the 2 on wood for Huang. Yeah, it doesn't look like he has enough for a barracks. Now, a lot of people are going to be expecting Huang to go for that drush, but when he doesn't do the drush, that's actually kind of like a surprise in itself. Normally, Huang makes anywhere from 2 militia all the way up to like 8, 9, or 10, just so that he can fast castle. It's absolutely ridiculous. And talking about ridiculous, these walls are quite ridiculous. You're going all the way to the edge. Now, I'm personally not a huge fan of huge walls, and the reason that I'm not a fan is if your opponent is knocking on the door over here, for example, and the closest you have is this berry bush, that's going to be too slow. By the time this villager walks over to build a house over here, your opponent's already going to be through. Same over here. Like, if your opponent's knocking on the door over here, and your closest is, say, here chopping wood, there's no way that you're going to wall behind that in time. So I would have much rather see wall offs over here from Huang, but you know what? He's the pro. He knows what he's doing. House is very nice to plug that gap, though, I will say that. Meanwhile, Kasva's base, completely open. Trying to go into some kind of a feudal aggression is quite good against this strategy. But Huang's eco is going to be terrible regardless. And wow, those are far deer collectors for sure. Maybe even worth building a mill in that particular situation. I'm not sure. Of course, he didn't have his scout to push in those deer because both scouts, their corpses are they're still rotten over here. Kasva now in fuel age. What kind of aggression are we going for? Oh, there is a drush from Kasva, maybe even a man-at-arm rush if he decides to upgrade those. I think this is quite late though, and I don't think he's going to find any reward for this once, however. Even as the wolf behind him is going to knock down that wolf, but already a quarter, yeah, already a quarter of this HP gone. Following it up with some archers. I don't know if the man-at-arms upgrade would be worth it at this point. Very nice CC placement. This TC kind of acts as a wall as well, but there's not very many villagers here, so I actually could just kind of run past it. Let's see what he tries to do. No, he's just going to run away from that. And let's see if he can get in somewhere, get some damage in. Meanwhile, archery range on the front. Man-at-arms is going to be coming in. Thankfully, yeah, okay, double wall here. See, that's smart. I do like that play. So, because you know that this is not where a lot of villagers are, so it's going to be very hard to wall behind, and you definitely don't want this aggression coming to your face. He decides to double wall there. And where is his main goal? Where's... Oh my goodness, that's why. He needed this to be safe over here just so that he could take some wood. Blacksmith now coming up as well. Is going to garrison. Not ballsy enough is Kasva to go through there. Archers are being produced from both players. Archers probably to just stop the walls from being battered down. And very clean play from both players here. Already. Oh, villagers coming forward. Do they want a tower behind here somewhere? I feel like a tower over here would not achieve very much because you could just wall behind over in this direction. Is going to go for the tower, however. It does look like all-out feudal aggression. Does not want Hoang to make it to castle easy. Meanwhile, no military investment other than this one archer that's keeping these 3 man-at-arms at bay, 2 archers from Hoang. So that's pretty good, and I don't think Kasva's going to find any reward with this tower. I mean, he could try and batter down this wall now, but what does that get him? The TC ranges a lot of that. I actually only need a wall right here. Is going to garrison. Enough villagers to keep this at bay. And this is looking pretty good for Hoang. Already has 600 food in the bank. Meanwhile, blacksmith coming up here from Kasva. Kasva probably thinking, I need to go to Castle Age. And it's not uncommon for Hoang to sneak. I would not be surprised if he deleted this house and snuck out through here so that Kasva doesn't see him. Archer's pushing back over here. Do we have anybody going feudal, or sorry, Castle Age yet? Doesn't look like. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's what I thought. Okay, and Kasva nowhere near. Nowhere near. Now we should see some sneak villagers. So I'm wondering. Oh, another tower over here. I don't know about that. Fletching now up as well. Yeah, I can't really comfortable wall behind here. But if you put a market like right here, I don't think there is a market. There was a blacksmith, but no market. I'm looking at the mini map constantly to make sure that I'm not missing the forward that's going to be coming out. Stable at home, pretty safe. Come on, market right here would be so good. Right, because these military units are eventually going to get in. And, ooh, that villager looks like it was the forward villager, but that one's not going to escape. Still keeping my eyes out. I'm very vigorously scanning the map for any villagers that are trying to get out here. And this is eventually going to go down. House from Kasva. Kasva definitely in the lead. Probably has a smoother eco as well. Now realizing that he probably has to wall behind. Definitely could see some sneak builds at some point. The villagers over here from Kasva do have to run back. And no sneak villagers from Hoang. Definitely playing this one a little bit differently. He even has archers. Like, I wonder if this, how much of this is like mind games. Because he could honestly just fast crossbow at this point. Which is not something that Celts want to do in the long term. But in the short term, could actually get... Yeah! Crossbow! Crossbow! And look at this. Look at this. Amongst the chaos, this one villager snuck out. Crossbow is being upgraded. Knights now as well. Definitely going to be able to push this. Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to go for this because there were enough archers still there. And meanwhile, this villager, this one, oh my goodness, that is a ballsy siege workshop. I wonder if he knows about. Oh my god, that is really ballsy. I wonder if he's going to get that one up. To be honest with you, uh, should be recognized by Kasva, I hope. But he's also distracted here on the front. Does he realize this? I mean, he can definitely see it. But does he realize? Does he know? Come on, Kasva, you need an archer here or something. Oh no, that siege workshop is going to go up right in the front. And that's going to make it very, very awkward to go into archers. There is the mangonel. Yes, we are seeing mangonels now. This might be the knight over here. But meanwhile, oh, villagers are getting slaughtered. It's just going to fight it over here. There's archers behind. And Hoang's eco at home is looking like an absolute dumpster fire. My goodness, what a game. It's a base race. A base trade of sorts. The tower is cancelled and now he has a siege on the front. But meanwhile, oh, that's not good. Kasva Randy's in here. Is going to take some losses there. Only one villager still remaining. Definitely want to keep that forward villager alive. Can he snipe it? No. And that knight, I think, is going to be enough to clear this up. Ooh, nice. Wow, Kasva. You absolute monster, man. He was blocking the knight with the villager. That is such good play from him. This is why these guys are in the top. Trying to get these mangonels. Those mangonels are going to be kept safe for the time being. I really like the addition here of the crossbow. And now the rams, the beautiful rams of pelts. It does look like this forward aggression was kind of cleared out over here. Cav archers? Oh my goodness. Hoang, what are you doing in this game? This is a wonky Hoang game for sure. Killing the spearmen, but all those knights did fall. Crossbowmen getting a whole bunch of damage. And I wonder if that ram is... Oh my goodness, the game is done. The GG is called. I love it. That's a great end right there. Oh, protecting at home, he managed just barely to do that. I love Kasva's walking back and forth of the villager. That was absolutely hilarious. Let's take a little look at the statistics. I think Kasva was expecting a drush, and when it didn't come, I think that did kind of catch him by surprise. And only Celts, only Hoang made it to, let's see at the KD, yeah, 2-1. And the timeline, no military. Look at that. The 2 scouts died instantaneously. That's hilarious. No real military from Hoang for the longest time. Then did build a couple of archers. And then he had so many archers, it was just worth getting crossbow. Sometimes you have a plan to go into something, but you don't have to follow that through. Just like Hoang did in this one. Age of Empires is all about adapting. You might be thinking to yourself, Khmer elephants, ballista elephants is a really good idea. And then you realize that you're up against 20 monks. So maybe you should switch at that point. Oh, cannot connect to Steam. Please check your internet connection. Well, thank you very, very much for walking. Keep walking, everybody. And I really appreciate all of you.